Okay, so for part D, now that we have our rate constant of K, and that's what it is by definition, it's a constant, it's always going to be this number, it's always going to be these units, based on the experimental data we already analyzed, we could use this to have the predictive powers that are being asked about in letter D. So this is helpful for predicting. You could figure out what the concentration is or what the rate is at a given point in time along the reaction rate or along the reaction progress instead of having to manually do it. So it gives us predictive powers, kind of like stoichiometry gives us predictive powers. So for D, it says what's the concentration, when the concentration of both mercury 2 chloride and the oxalate ion are 0.3 molar, what is the rate of the reaction? So in order to do this, we're going to plug in all the values that we've previously obtained. We're going to say rate equals, first up we need the K value, 1.3 times 10 to the minus 4, molar minus 2, second minus 1, times, they're giving us 0.3 molar as the concentration of HgCl2, and we know it's to the first power, and they're giving us 0.30 molar as the concentration of C2O4 minus 2, and this is to the second power. So this is usually the easiest type of problem to look at because it's just plug and chug, and we're just solving for the rate here. So that's what we're going to do. 1.3 times 10 to the minus 4 times 0.3 times, and be careful here, remember PEMDAS order of operations is important, so I'm using parentheses in the calculator. We need to multiply by 0.3 squared. The rate is therefore going to come out as 3.51 times 10 to the minus 6. And the units on this can be obtained by doing the canceling that you're seeing over here. Right, molar minus 2 right here is going to cancel with molar squared right here. And then we'll be left with molar to the first on top. We'll be left with second minus 1, which is over seconds on the bottom. And that's going to give us units of molar per second. Now, if you don't like figuring out what the units are for this one, a little trick or a shortcut is to just look at what the units on the rate were in the actual data table that was provided to you. The rate is given in molar per second. Therefore, we know that the rate has to come out in molar per second right here. And that's it for rate laws. Using this information, you should be able to do number 4 now. And then number 5 are just review questions from the video that you watched with the guided notes. Be careful with number 2 because, like I said, it's a kind of a challenge question and it's a little bit trickier. So I want to see if you can figure out number 2 on your own. I would consider that one to be like a challenge question. What I'm most concerned with is that you could do things like number 3 or number 4. And we'll talk about the challenge question number 2 during our Google Hangout meeting this week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.